What's up, guys? This is how to set up your cold email domains. So let's get straight into it. First of all, we want to buy domains, add DNS records to these domains, and set up URL forwarding for these domains. So first, we need to purchase domain names. So these are some 4 rules that we usually stand by when buying domain names. First of all, we want to use only .com domains. So no .io, no .nets, no .orgs, no .ais, or no country codes. For best practices, we want to use .com domains because they tend to have the best deliverability when sending emails. So we don't want to use numbers or symbols. So for example, my domain is conqueredleads.com. I don't want to use conqueredleads1.com or conqueredleads2.com. And we don't want to add symbols as well. So I don't want to have conquered hyphenated and then leads.com. Because of the same reason as the first example, it's just better for deliverability purposes. The next thing we want to do is include our main domain. So whatever domain you come up with, you want your main domain to be in it. So for example, Conquered Leads, I would want that to be in the domain somewhere, just so it's easy to identify. And then the last best practice that we use is to use prefixes and suffixes. So for example, I would use words like try, buy, get, hi, hello. So for example, try conqueredleads.com or buy conqueredleads.com. And what we can do is we can actually use ChatGPT and AI to leverage and never run out of cold email domain name ideas ever again. So here's a prompt that I made. So it's create a list of number of domains you want. Let's say 30 different variations of the following website domain, but only use .com domains. Only add prefixes before the domain. Do not use numbers or symbols. Do not use the same domain twice. And then your domain. So I had it here with my domain, which is conqueredleads.com. I asked to make 50. And then, yeah, it came with aceconqueredleads.com, bestconqueredleads.com, primeconqueredleads.com, and so on and so forth. So that's what to do when purchasing domain names. Now, how many domains do you want to buy? So here's a quick calculator on how to do that. So, number of emails you want to send per day, including follow-up, divided by 50 emails per domain per day. So if we want to send 1,000 emails per day, we have to divide that by 50 emails per day, which means we need to buy 20 domains. Pretty self-explanatory right there. Now, where do we actually buy domains? So we got Porkbon, Squarespace, GoDaddy, Namecheap, and many different domain hosting services out there. But what we want to do is go with Porkbon because it is just the best. I'll explain why later on. But a big thing also is to not use Namecheap. What we found with Namecheap domains, especially when sending cold emails, is that most of the time, or a lot of the time, they're blacklisted automatically just for buying it from Namecheap, and your domain will get flagged and burnt. So highly suggest not go with Namecheap. So why do we like Porkbon? It looks clean, it's easy and simple to use. The DNS records update instantly. So when you have to verify DNS records, as soon as you implement it on Porkbon, almost instantly you can click verify on whatever you're verifying, and it will show as if the DNS records are there without having to wait. So yeah, and the last thing is obviously decent pricing. It's not the cheapest, but it's good enough. So in terms of actual DNS records, what do we need to set up? So depending on your whatever email service provider you go with, you'll have to set up the DNS records to connect your email accounts to that domain. But in terms of just best practices for deliverability for cold email, we want to set up SPF, DKIM, and DMARC. So for SPF, these are the tutorial on how to actually implement it on Porkbon with the correct DNS records. So you go account, domain management, select all domains to bulk management options, DNS records, and then add a new record. Yeah, so that's the other good thing about Porkbon is you can bulk manage domains and you don't have to do it all one by one. So I've just got my Porkbon account here and I've just got my main domain here. I'm in bulk domain management. And what I want to do is click DNS records. Now, for SPF, what you want to do is have a text record, and then host leave blank, answer. By the way, this is for Outlook, so if you're doing Google, there you'd have to use a different link. It's just really easy to find if you just search up SPF Google DNS record. But it'll be the same process, except instead of this Outlook one, it'll be some sort of Gmail one or whoever you go with. So answer, I go here, and the TTL 60 minutes. Pretty sure it's that. And then, yeah, I just click add record. Now I've already got this on, so there's no point of me doing this, but that's pretty much it. And then for DKIM, this one you can't, unfortunately, do it in bulk. You'd have to do it one by one, but you just click the domain by itself, not bulk managed. And this is a CNAME record. Host would be a selector one _ domain key. And then, yeah. For the answer, it's the same. Now, I just put variables here. Usually you'd want your domain. So what I do here is go concordleads.com. And then, yeah, you'd want to put your Microsoft admin here. So whatever it is, you would go ahead and do that. For Google, again, it's a bit different, but it's the same process. So, yeah, and we want to do this twice. So I'd go ahead and click add here, add record. And then now for the second one, you'd pretty much just change it like that. And whatever your admin panel is, obviously this is a variable and you need to fill this out, but just for the sake of the video, I'm just keeping it like this. Cool. And then the next thing you want to do is demarc. So you can bulk manage this. So again, it's a TXT record. So let's just change that. Yeah, host we want to leave blank. And then here is the answer we want. So this is RUA equals mail to is where you want the demarc reports to show up to your email. So you would just type in whatever email you want. Usually we just do the admin panel. Again, so I do Matteo at whatever your admin panel is, on Microsoft.com. Again, for Google, it's a different answer. However, it's the exact same process. But usually this is what you want, and then you mail to whatever email account you want the demarc reports to go on. So that's it for demarc. So implementing these DNS records, it's really important for your cold emails, just for deliverability purposes and just following best practices in general. So I made this quick graphic here. So person who can't be bothered setting up DNS records, emails land in spam, domains get blacklisted. You have to buy more domains. You have to wait another 2 weeks for warm up to start sending again. Whereas the person who sets up the DNS records correctly, no matter how boring this is, because let's be real, it is quite boring. We always land in the inbox. We keep our domains forever, well, for the foreseeable future. And we don't need to spend more money on infrastructure, and we can book sales calls and sign clients effortlessly through cold email. So what we want to do is go to Porkbon and then go in your domain here. And what we want to do is look at URL forwarding. Obviously, this is my main domain, but you'd want to leave the hostname blank and type in your main website to forward traffic to. So if your website was acquisition.com, then you would just put it in there. And usually this is not that important, but if you have multiple pages, you can use wildcard URL forwarding, whatever it is, and then you just click submit. So yeah, that's it for how to set up your cold email domains. Obviously, I didn't really go specific on setting it up which with the email service provider, which we usually recommend Outlook, but that's time for another video. This was just the main basis of setting up DMARC, SPF, and DKIM, the main DNS records, as well as the URL forwarding and buying domains. So yeah, that's it for the video. Hope you found it valuable. Peace.